Hello dear children. So let us take up the new topic today, natural vegetation and wildlife. You all are familiar with the term vegetation and wildlife. Vegetation means all the plants, all the forests which are present in nature, and wildlife actually refers to all the animals which are present on earth. Now natural vegetation is what? Any vegetation which grows naturally. See, all the plants that grows naturally without human interference, means human beings have not helped in growing any of these trees. These trees have been present naturally from millions of years. Okay, so natural vegetation is actually all the plants occurring naturally or present naturally in the atmosphere. Now we can divide, now we see there are so many different varieties of trees present, and again the forests themselves are very different in appearance. So we can divide such forests into 5 different categories: evergreen forests, deciduous forest, grasslands, desert vegetation and tundra vegetation. Now why do we have such different forests? Because these forests have different climatic conditions. Okay, they have a different period, different rainfall, different sunlight or the temperature patterns, and so that is why different types of trees and the different soil conditions also. So there are so many other factors which actually make up the vegetation of a particular, which affect the vegetation of a particular area. So these 4-5 broad categories are actually there. Now let us come to the first category, the evergreen forest. Now evergreen, the name itself suggests they are green forever. Means what? All the trees appear to be green, but evergreen means they remain green throughout the year. That means that the trees have leaves for the whole year on them, on the branches. You can see the leaves. You will not see the trees without leaves for any part of the year. So this evergreen forest means they remain green, means they don't have a particular time to shed their leaves. Now these evergreen forests are again subdivided into tropical evergreen, temperate evergreen, Mediterranean and coniferous forests. Okay, 4 different divisions in the evergreen itself. Now first of all, the tropical evergreen forest will be, as the name suggests, will be there in the tropical regions of the world. Now what are the tropical regions? Which regions are tropical regions? Actually the region on the earth which is falling between the equator and the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn on the north and south side. Okay, so it is 23.5 degree north to 23.5 degree south. Now suppose this is the 0 degree equator, you have 23.5 degree north as the Tropic of Cancer and 23.5 degree south as the Tropic of Cancer. So this particular region of the earth is the hottest part of the earth, you all know that. So this is the place where you have the tropical evergreen forest. So all the countries, all the places which lie between this region will have the tropical evergreen forests. Then come to the temperate evergreen forest. This is the temperate region. This is the temperate region. Okay, slightly away from the, as we move away from the equator, the places get cold. Okay, so this is actually, if you just see this temperate region, okay, I am just shading it in the opposite direction. So the forests which are present in these 2 regions, they are the temperate evergreen forests. Okay, so you can just keep in mind this to the regions which they are occurring in. Then the Mediterranean forest is near the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, that again can be shown, you can see in the map also. The countries which have the Mediterranean forest are actually the surrounding countries of the Mediterranean Sea, and then the coniferous forest will be there wherever there are very high altitudes, like we have some part of the Himalayas also which have the coniferous trees like the pine and the fir. Okay, now next is tropical evergreen. See, the same things are repeated here, found in hot and wet equatorial regions. So that was the equatorial region I showed you. Vegetation is dense, trees have hardwood and broad leaves. The trees are very actually of hardwood. Now these forests are so dense that the trees form a canopy. Canopy means like an umbrella, they cover the whole forest and very little sunlight enters the ground, okay, the bottom level. A thick undergrowth of creepers and vines are also found. So these trees, you can see here the trees behind the picture, behind this, the trees have undergrowth, all the vines and all the creepers also grow along with these high, long, tall trees, okay. So they have a different layers of vegetation in the same forest. Dense forest, okay, you have to remember this. Tall trees, dense forest form a canopy. Then the temperate evergreen forest, these are found in warm temperatures. Now from hot to warm, okay, so that earlier it was a hot and wet climate, now it is the warm temperate, means it is quite cold and also warm in the days. Trees have hardwood, again the trees are hardwood, they yield valuable timber. Now these forests are actually very important because we use the wood of these trees for making furniture, doors and everything. So the valuable timber, timber is actually what? Timber means commercial wood, the wood which is used for commercial purpose. Now the main trees are the oak, eucalyptus, pine, bamboo, etc. Then you have Mediterranean forest. Now Mediterranean forests are actually on the western side of the temperate regions, all the western part of the temperate regions, where we have the countries like Italy, Spain, Portugal, okay, Belgium, these countries which are surrounding the Mediterranean Sea. Trees are evergreen, okay, so tree variety will be evergreen only and broad leaved. Trees have thick barks, waxy leaves and long roots. So they have a different variety of the trees here. The cypress, pine is again the common one, fir and olive. The most important tree here is the olive tree. Now olive oil which we use for cooking these days actually is extracted in these Mediterranean countries only. It is imported from there. Olive oil, very beneficial oil for health actually. So that's all from me today, and